Hey everyone, if you're watching this, Jupiter looks a little bit weird now because there are a bunch of clouds going through. So every time a cloud goes through, Jupiter just gets really bright because of the the area around Jupiter just getting amplified. So yeah, the way to fix this would be to decrease the exposure like this. But having to do this manually every once in a while is a pain. There is a way to do auto exposure, but it always gives me trouble, so I tend not to do it, and then I'll just adjust it myself, which just means I need to keep an eye on it. But yeah, see, another cloud passing through, I decrease the exposure and it looks better. Can't complain too much that I'm lucky I'm able to see it at all tonight. Yeah, it's been pretty bad here too in the last few days. But yeah, manually adjusting. I took a couple of videos. Hey, Warrior Sharp. Cool. Yeah. If you haven't yet joined our Discord, there's lots of people um, who are in the Discord who are just like starting out. We have good conversations to join there. I'll post a link in the description so that you can just follow that. Give me 1 second. There you go. This actually looks pretty good. This is the best I've seen Jupiter tonight so far. I would zoom in a little bit, but there we go. Look at that. And before I set up my camera, I live, I used an eyepiece to look through. I always look at the planets before I start imaging them, and Jupiter and its 4 Galilean moons looked amazing. Sorry, Poker. This looks pretty good. So like the Galilean moons that I was talking about, so if I turn up the gamma, you'll start seeing them. So there's 2 of them here. I need to look up which ones these are. My field of view is a little bit too narrow, so I can't see the other 2. But yeah, they're there. I'll put up a picture of my setup in a minute. And and the specs are in the description of the live stream. It's an Edge 8. It's 8-inch SCT. It's not the Seestar. It's the Edge 8. Um, Yeah, Seestar cannot see this. I do have the Seestar running, so I mean I can actually bring up what Jupiter looks like on the Seestar, and then we can do a comparison. That might be a good thing to do. So let me do that really quickly. I posted the things in the chat on the Discord, so I'll just pull that over. So what we're looking at here. So what is it we're looking at here? Oh, it's the camera attached to the SCT. Yeah. So if you I'm having a little bit of trouble with my thing, but if you go to the equipment show off Discord channel, I posted a picture of the setup, and in the back you can see a little camera. I'll link to that. I'm getting lost in my own windows. I have too many things running. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, you saw it. Yeah, I'm a little bit lagged right now. Planet Jupiter. Oh, what is the camera? It's an iOptron iCAM 464C. If you look in the description, it's in there. I'll also write it in the chat 1 second. iOptron is a local company, but they're really well known for their astrophotography stuff. They have really good mounts, and they're starting to get into cameras. So they lent this to me to test. So I've had it for a few months. I've been testing it on with various telescopes. So it's really fun. The only difference with this and like a DSLR setup is that you need a computer. So like the screen you see here is I'm actually remote desktop into a laptop that's sitting in my backyard. I normally use a mini PC, but it is too cold. I just want a laptop. Is just so much easier. So it's sitting in my backyard, connected to my Wi-Fi, and then I'm in my basement office. I remote desktop into it, and I'm sharing the screen here. Oh yeah, no, iOptron is great. I love talking to the guys over there. And also the other thing I'm doing here is that, so you'll see like FPS is coming up over here. So I'm taking kind of a time lapse, but every 90 seconds it takes 1,000 frames of images, and then I can stack them later. So this Jupiter actually looks really good. I'm pretty sure it's in focus as best as I can do. From the seeing tonight is below average. So you just discovered an eyepiece cameras yesterday. Oh yeah, those are cool. Yeah, this is kind of like that. Like it's tiny, goes in like an eyepiece. That mount doesn't need a counterweight with the Edge 8. Yeah, it does. It has a counterweight. So yeah, I realized in the picture, it kind of blends into the shadow, but it's there. It's a huge. I think it's either 17 or 22 pounds. I forget which it is, but it's there. the counterweight was eclipsed by the telescope. Yeah, that's a really heavy setup. I do want to get like an AM5 or any kind of strain wave mount at some point, because this is a really heavy setup. This is an Edge 8. It's a C8 telescope. Yeah, those things are expensive. I do not have the money for that. Alright, I'm gonna try and set up like a dual screen share with my mini PC or my laptop and my Seestar right now. Ah, cool. What kind of mount? Which mount? I still have an SE mount with my 6-inch SCT. Oh, nice. So you have the SE mount. I have a 6 SE as well. No reducer. I'm actually using a Barlow, so it's a 2x Barlow. So let's make it a little bit closer. So I'm shooting at f20. I would normally do f30, but the seeing conditions were just so terrible. I have a 3x Teleview Barlow, which is actually gives a lot clearer picture, but it also picks up any subtle atmospheric movement, so I decided to just go 2x. I guess it's an eyepiece camera. It's a let me show you which one it is. I mean, it does take place of an eyepiece, but like it's this camera here. It's really tiny and works really well, and it has an ST4 port for auto guiding. So like if you look here, the arrows here sometimes light up red, and that's because it's sending pulse corrections to the mount itself. It has a little red plus button here, so it's trying to keep Jupiter in the center. So my setup is not well polar aligned at all, but the camera and the mount and this setup here does really well in keeping Jupiter centered. Yeah, so like you'll see here, like W just lit up. It'll light up again. Why are there no moons? There are moons. I don't know if you can see it here. So I'll bring up the gamma. So yeah, this is finished. So if I bring up the gamma, you see the moons there. Yeah, so 2 of the Galilean moons, and my field of view is really narrow, so I can't see the other 2. But when I looked through an eyepiece earlier, they were there. No, I think eyepiece camera is a good thing to call it. It does look like an eyepiece, you know. Well, this is fire capture, so it has like auto guiding software here where it sends pulse corrections. So I connected the ST4 cable from the camera directly to the mount. That's all I'm using. No PhD2 or anything. It is. It is pretty much obsolete, but you know, when it works, it works. It is simple. I don't need additional software. And fire capture integrates with pulse guiding really well, so even when obsolete technology works, I'll keep using it because you know it still works. I wouldn't say it's obsolete. I mean, it's still they're still making cameras with ST4 ports, so it's still useful. Yeah, you can do that too. Yeah, you can use a separate camera. Yeah, so normally I use my 533 MC Pro, which doesn't have an SD4 port. So when I'm guiding, then I have a separate guide scope and a guide camera, um, because I don't have an SD4 port on that camera. This one comes with one. So when I started testing it, you know, I plugged it into Fire Capture, calibrated the auto guiding, and just to see if it works, and it works. Oops. Yeah, you need the SD4 port on the camera and one on your mount. I think if you're using the SC mount, it has one. It's been a few years since I've used mine, but I'm pretty sure it has an SD4 port for guiding. I'm auto guiding, capturing images with the same camera. Yep, that's what I'm doing. Only one camera. Oh yeah, $4,000 is a really nice budget. Um, my question would be like, what do you want to do? Because planetary imaging is very different from like wide field deep sky imaging. And it's one of the reasons why like people like me have multiple setups. Yeah, cool. Then you should be able to do it if your camera has one too. And then in fire capture, if you just go to settings, there is an auto guiding thing here. You just you click on use pulse guiding, and then calibrate, and then see what it does. You know, turn it on here. It works pretty easily. If you want to do deep sky, then if your sun is just starting out, then I would recommend a wider field camera, wide field telescope. They're easier to use. You can get a really nice astrocam, but if you want a simpler setup, you can go with a DSLR or mirrorless, and you can get a really nice go-to mount with that. Maybe an AM3, and you probably end up saving money. If you haven't watched any of my other videos, I reviewed at the Ascar 71F, which I think is a really good beginner um, telescope. Pretty wide field. It's pretty cheap. Um, you can get that, and then I haven't done any mount reviews recently, but there's some really good ones. Yeah, wide field refractor. Yeah, f5 would probably be the sweet spot. You can go f4 as well. Those are ultra wide. But when you start getting wider and wider, you start running into other issues. Isn't is the Evo Guide a guide scope or a telescope? Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can use guide scopes as telescopes. Makes sense. And if it has ED glass, then they probably meant it to be double. Oh, cool. I don't think I knew it had its own flattener. That's cool. Yeah, that means they did mean it to be double purpose. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to properly stream the Seestar along with the this. There you go. I guess this will do. I'll do this. Oops. There we go. So it's not the best view, but here, this is what Jupiter looks like through the Seestar right now. This is the S30. In the wide camera, you can see clouds. Yeah, this is a good way to monitor the clouds. But not as bad as it was. But yeah, you can see Jupiter and all 4 Galilean moons here. And this is the 8-inch versus the 30 millimeter. Also start with a one-shot color, dual narrowband filters with the filter drawer, shoot monochrome. Yep, I agree with everything Mr. B said. Yeah, definitely one-shot color. And again, like I said, if your son is starting out, then like a DSLR or a good mirrorless camera would be a good starting point, because the learning curve is a lot better there. A lot easier, especially for beginners. You don't need an external computer. You can do everything on the camera itself. Yeah, are you talking about screen copy? I use that. I can go in. I can do like a 4x zoom and see what you can see what that looks like. This is with the 4x zoom. I can mess with the. Let me do an autofocus. It might not be focused. Hey, Sundog. I don't know. It looks like. Yeah, it looks like the setup is having a little bit of trouble autofocusing. So what I can do is, oops, did not mean to exit. Yeah, I never got into the ASI Air. I used Astroberry for a long time, which is a Raspberry Pi. It uses open source software on it. I have a couple of videos on that from a few years ago. It's amazing. It works so well for me. But then the creator stopped supporting it, unfortunately. But next year I'm going to start using StellarMate. I've tried it out before. Something else to try, but it's not free. So I'm like, can you maybe use a small aperture stop? It will most likely lose the amount of moons. Um, it's kind of what I'm doing with the Barlow here. So it stepped down to f20. I think the clouds are a little bit too thick. The S30 is struggling right now. Yeah, yeah. That whole suite of apps. It's based on ECOS. It it took a little bit to learn. I'll admit that. It took me a while to get used to, but once I got used to it, like I can, it's amazing. Some of the stuff that it can do. But I mostly use Nina now with the mini PC. But I do have a Raspberry Pi 5 that's lying around on my desk that I want to put to use. Yeah, you can use Cyril. Yeah, Cyril is free. It's pretty good. I'm gonna take the Seestar window away. I don't think it's gonna find Jupiter right now. Looking at the wide field camera, it's pretty cloudy. I'm surprised that my Edge 8 is still able to see it through the clouds. I can increase the exposure a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, like I'm shooting this through clouds. Say encouraging words to the Seestar. Uh, you can do it. Try harder. Wait, no, that doesn't work. No Blur X for Cyril, but it does integrate with Graxpert, so you can try that. And there's also Cosmic Clarity that what's his name, Frank, forgetting his last name, but he goes by SETI Astro. That he turned into a standalone app that you can use for sharpening, and those are free. Thanks, Sundog. Yeah, it's not the best seeing at all. Look at that, you were right. I had to say something nice to the Seestar, and it found Jupiter again. So let me see if I can focus it manually because it's not able to through the clouds. Nice. Grexpert is great. Do you have a? Did they give you an ETA on when they're shipping the edges now? Oh, nice. Yeah, I haven't had good seeing in like 2 years. And I never finished processing my Jupiter images from the last time I did a live stream. Oh yeah, nice Beverly. Yeah, I remember that. It was like October, I think. Hey Dan, Jupiter is good, but I have lots of clouds. There you go. You can see on the wide field view. This is just clouds, and it's also getting pretty close to the tree line here. So this is the famous tree. For my Edge 8, Jupiter is probably closer to here. And this is what Jupiter looks like through the S30 with some adjustments. So you can compare the difference. Jupiter is gassy, yeah. There's a there's a big stinky storm on there right now. Yeah, the seeing conditions are terrible everywhere. I only did it because I'm going to be out of town for a few days next week, and it's going to be cloudy the next 2 nights. So this is my only chance to see Jupiter in opposition. It's getting so bright. Nice sundog. Yeah, that's you did lucky imaging. That's the best way to do planetary. I'm here. I take .scr formats. This is a raw format. Where is it? Yes, if I look at my folder. So yeah, like all these are ones I took today. I don't know how good this is gonna be. I shot all of these through clouds, which sucks. Which will take away a lot of the detail. Yeah, there's a lot of clouds now. Forecast lied to me. Agreed. I wish I had half the stuff I had when I started out. Bye, Poker. Thanks for joining. So this is my current forecast, like around where I am, versus what my sky looks like. What's the first object you want to capture? It's the Celestron Edge 8. It's an 8-inch SCT. I'll post a link. If you look in the equipment show off channel, I know you're part of the Discord, so I'll just post a direct link here. You can go to it. There. Oh, I like both planets too, but if you had to pick one. Yeah, Saturn. Yeah, Saturn is definitely still my favorite. But I feel bad for Jupiter. We're looking at it now, and only one person voted for him so far. Sorry. Yeah, C8 is a great scope. I agree, Beverly. So Beverly, you like the story because I was expecting some deliveries, computer part deliveries that were marked as delivered today, but I go outside to my porch and it's not there. So unfortunately, I haven't had anyone bring them by. I gotta wait for tomorrow to see if UPS brings them to me. But fun times. I wish I knew. I got so excited. I'm building a new computer. I was hoping to do it this weekend, but I don't think I'll be able to. Oh, nice. Nice flocking. Yeah, the 10-inch Apertura is a really great scope. The 8-inch is the biggest that I own personally, but a 25-inch is the biggest that I have access to. Oh, nice. What kind? Explore Scientific makes amazing eyepieces. Some of them can be really pricey. Hey Gary, thank you. I think I owe you some files. I'm still on my to-do list. Yeah, the 25-inch that I have access to is in some of my astronomy club's field. I only get to use it a few times a year because you need at least two people operating it, and I'm always scared to take it out by myself. Yeah, it's hard. I've been doing those random polls every week. It's fun to see what people like. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a really nice eyepiece. It's a great deal too. Yeah, I feel like a lot of astronomy gear is a good investment for the future because they either stay the same in price or sometimes they go up. That was not investment advice, by the way. I know this is a really expensive hobby. Nice 30 millimeter with 82-degree field of view. That's pretty cool. I'm going to step outside for a minute just to see where Mars is because Jupiter is going to go behind this tree really soon, and I want to see if I can start streaming Mars. Mars also looks pretty good right now. Oh yeah, 11 millimeter is a really good sweet spot for eyepieces, depending on your focal length, I guess. Hey, sorry. Yeah, I stepped out to see where Mars was. So Mars will be in view in like I want to say like 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes. And I do see an end to the clouds, which I am excited about. It's near the horizon. I don't couldn't estimate how fast the clouds were moving, but maybe in another 20-25 minutes it'll be gone too. So I'm hoping. So catching up to the chat now. Yeah, for Cosmic Wonders, my gear is this is a Celestron Edge HD8, so it's pretty much a C8, and an iOptron iCAM 464C camera. It's on a CGEM mount, Celestron CGEM mount, pretty heavy setup. And then on the right side here is my Seestar S30, looking at Jupiter as well, and clouds. But look at that, the clouds are going away enough that we can actually see some more of the moons. They disappeared because of the clouds earlier. And I'll post the link to the Discord server in the chat. So if you want to join, you can. There's a picture of my setup in there as well. Yeah, so Celestron is good. I like my. I only have their SCTs, and I have two mounts from them. I have an AVX and a CGEM. I guess my SC mount too. And then when I finally point it to Mars, I'm gonna have to step outside, and we'll lose this stream because I need to be able to look at my laptop from outside. So the remote desktop is gonna cut off, but I'll have my Seestar going. Wow, it's a 10-ounce piece. That's pretty heavy, but I bet it feels really nice when you hold it. Oh wow, that's interesting. Yeah, I guess I think I actually have a friend with a 10-inch who needs to do the same for his bigger eyepieces. Hey Rob, cool. Yeah, we're looking at the S30 here. The S50 is also amazing. But what I'm looking at here is an Edge 8, just a 8-inch SCT, not the Seestar. I wish I could get this view from the Seestar. It would make my life a lot easier. I don't have to lug out 60 pounds of gear. Oh, nice. Yeah, I have a couple of those that I use for star parties. They're great. I have I bought myself multiple 25 millimeter eyepieces for that specific reason because one I'll put on the telescope so that people can look through, and another one anyone that has a phone that they wanted to. Well, the heck was that? That was a plane going through the screen. Cool. Okay, I got distracted by a plane going right through Jupiter. Um, I lost my thought. I'm just watching a replay on my live stream window. That's cool. Yeah, the plane just went right through the planet. Nice. Yeah, oh yeah, 25 millimeters. Right, I have two of them. One that I use that's on the telescope at all times so that people can look through them, and another one I have in my hand for anyone that wants to take pictures with their cell phone. And the other 25 in my hand has a cell phone mount attached to it. So I set that up while people are looking. It just makes it so much easier. Thank you. Thanks for the reminder. Looks like the Seestar is about to lose Jupiter in the tree, so I think I'll point this to Mars so that I can track where that is for now. And then I'll go outside and point my big setup there. Thanks. I'm glad I'm able to. I'm glad I'm able to help with the boredom. I was I kept looking outside every 10 minutes to see if the clouds would disappear, and then I just set up with my fingers crossed. Bad view. Oh, nice. I haven't done any console gaming in a long time. Look, Mars. You can see it's coming up just above the tree line on the other side. Cool. I'm gonna do 4x. I missed the plane. You should be able to go back. Let me see if I can give you a timestamp. That was let's see. I'm not gonna be able to find it when I'm looking for it. Yeah, it was on for like half a second. I'll find it. I'll put the link in Discord later. After I'll have to search for it. So Mars looks pretty big there, but it's because it's just blown out. There we go. It was a UAP for half a second, and then I saw it in my wide field. I saw it just zooming across here. Yeah, this is Mars through the Seestar. It's just blobby. Mars would have benefited from an ADC, so I might do that. One meows and one rivets. I like that one. So I think Jupiter is getting darker because it's going behind the branches. So I'm going to switch the main view to the S30, and then I'm going to go outside and point the telescope to Mars. I will be right back. I'm having a hard time keeping Mars centered. Stupid clouds. Also interesting to see that Jupiter won the last poll. So let's start the next one. You may know what it is. Oh, I love black holes. I watch every black hole documentary I can. And yeah, I don't think I'll be able to keep Mars in view. Every time I go outside and get it centered, the clouds mess with the auto guiding and it loses it. Shame. Yeah, planets are how I started in living in New York City. That's why I had a big SCT to look at them. I didn't get my first wide field set up until 2016, I want to say. Oh, that is sweet. I hope we get to do it. Did something else just fly by? This time I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to. Oh, clouds are disappearing. Okay, or they're thinning out. I'm gonna run back outside and see if I can center Mars. 1 second. In the meantime, we could also enjoy a little bit of NOAA satellite imagery. This is what it supposedly looks like. Okay, alright. Looks like it's clearing up. I will be right back again. Wow, that is frustrating. By the time I ran outside, centered it, and came back inside, it's cloudy again. Again, stupid clouds. It's about to be cleared up. I feel like the clouds are messing with me. Whenever I go outside and center it, by the time I come back and get started, it, yeah. This guy's definitely messing with me. Yeah, I'm glad Jupiter was good. Sad about Mars. Mars also looks pretty good. It's pretty big right now. It'll get bigger. Its opposition is next month, so we'll have an even better view next month. But man, this it was in such a good spot tonight. But hey, Seestar S30's wide field camera turned out to be a really great cloud monitor. I wasn't expecting to use it this way, but it's interesting. Anytime. Thanks for joining. Sorry Mars didn't work out. I just stepped outside and looked, and there's a lot more clouds coming this way, so I think I'm going to keep having the same problem. And there's just too much clouds for the Seestar to be able to get anything decent. So I think this will be in like 3 minutes. I'll cut the live stream because I don't think I'll be able to do anything more than this. But I'm glad I was able to do anything at all. This was 6 weeks in a row that I was able to live stream. I didn't want to jinx it by saying anything earlier, but I'll count it. And I'm only saying something because I don't think I'll be available next weekend to do anything. So it's always fun. And thanks to everyone for swinging by. I will do more, I promise. Especially as we get closer to Mars's opposition next month. That should be fun. Yeah, it's nice having your company, Sunduct. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you. Ooh, another airplane.